Hey guys, what's up? Monkey here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video. And this video will be a part of the new series that I'm bringing to my channel called Photoshop for Beginners. Now, I do know that a lot of other channels on YouTube have probably done something like this, but I've also wanted to bring this type of series to my channel too, because I've realized that programs like Photoshop and Illustrator and After Effects, just most Adobe programs, they can be kind of difficult to learn by yourself at first, and without any assistance you can still learn how to use it, but it will be a lot more harder and take a lot more time. So I decided to make this series just so in the future when I do a little more advanced tutorials, people aren't completely lost and they're on the same page as me. So today we're just going to be focusing on just the tools, so all the tools that we have here, and pretty much the tools that you're going to need to use in every day, like when you open a Photoshop project. So if you don't have all the tools, what you need to do, this is the presets. I'm using Adobe Essentials right now. You can change it to painting, it changes up, and there's so many different types. There's typography, everything, but we're gonna stick with Essentials, and it's because it has the essential tools. So the first tool that we're gonna always use and use every single time is the Move tool. And I don't know what it's actually called, but it's called, yeah, okay, Move tool. So for Move tool, it's pretty, tells you what it is. It's for moving. You hit V, not M, but V for the Move tool, and you use this every single time because you're always gonna need to move a layer and everything. And this is another, it's not a tool, but it's more of a hotkey that kind of corresponds with the Move tool, and it's Ctrl+T or Command+T on Mac. When you hit Ctrl+T or Command+T, it brings up all these options where you can rotate, you can stretch. If you hold on to Shift, it keeps its dimensions. If you don't hold on to Shift, it will mess up its dimensions. And you can also right click to hit rotate, warp, rotate 180, stuff like that. Now if you also, another thing too, Photoshop, to undo, it's Ctrl+Z. Now, how Photoshop's a little different. Usually when you hit Ctrl+Z, it keeps going back and redoing it, but this is kind of like if you hit Ctrl+Z constantly, it just goes back. So it'll redo the first mistake, but then it'll go back to the thing you did before. So if you want to go even further back, you have to hold Control, then Alt, or Option if you're on Mac, and then Z, and it'll go back. See? And then that. So for Mac is Command, Option, and Z. Sorry. So that's for the hotkeys for that. Now we're gonna move over to our selection tool, rectangular selection tool, and this is what's the hotkey for this again? Sorry. For this hotkey, it is M. Now you don't use this as much, but this is more if you want to just copy and paste something. So you just hit select like that, or you can go up here to select and hit all layers or select all, and you can hit Ctrl+C or Command+C and Command+V or Ctrl+V, whichever platform you're on, and then you can paste it. So if you do that, go to select all, then you can also go up to here to edit, copy merged, Ctrl+V, and then you see there's two layers. Now you don't use that tool as much, but that's just something you can know. Also to keep in mind, if you are, let's say if you select something, right, and you go over here and you're like, oh, I can't move anything, like I can't move this properly, whatever, or this little line's there, you make sure you are on this and you right click and hit deselect. That's something that a lot of beginners forget about. Now onto our lasso tool. This is L for lasso, and for this it's kind of like the quick selection tool really. All you really do is you circle around, and then from there you can cut, you can delete if you want. Now if you ever want to delete something and it comes up with that, chances are you just need to hit right click, rasterize, and then you can delete it. Same thing on this, deselect, I can do that, select, delete. There's so many more things you can do, but I'm not going to go through it right now. I'll probably just have a tutorial on how to use Lasso Tool because it's different in its sense. Now this is the spot selection tool, and there's also magic wand and quick selection. So I'll bring in a photo so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So right here I have our photo. Now for this, all you do with the quick selection tool, which is W for the the hotkey W, all you do is you circle around somewhere that you want to mask out, and naturally it will pick it up and delete it. Now same thing, you have to rasterize if it won't let you, and then you can delete. Now you'll use this for like masking out pictures and stuff mostly. Like if you watch a lot of my speed arts, I use this a lot. If I want to try to take out this tree, I'll just do that. But the thing is with the quick selection tool is that it has to be a distinct image or a distinct edge for it to work. So let me get a better picture. I'll see if I have a better picture right now. Let me just go into my portfolio quickly, see if I can just grab a photo real quick. I don't know, 1 second. Projects, nope, let's go into here. Let's do one of the ones I already did. So let's go right here. See this? Okay, bring this in here. See, so right here there's distinct stuff. So if I was to do this, rasterize it first. So do this, boom, you can delete that, because these are more distinct edges and stuff, so I could mask out a lot more. And then there's also the, if I deselect, there's also the magic wand tool. Hold on to that, hold on to the button, and then you just click. This is more for like deleting areas if you want. So if there's a certain area you want to delete, you just do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry. Onto the next one you'll be using a lot is the brush. Now this is pretty much you know, straightforward. The brush, it just makes colors. You know, you can color with this, you can draw. If you have like an animation or a picture that you want to color, this is where you're going to go to most of the time. You can also do it in Manga Studio, but if you want to do it in Photoshop, you can use these. And from here you can go to different brushes. You can go for a hard brush. You know, it's just really hard. For most pictures, if you're doing it with like real life images, you'll probably be using the one that fades out a little more. And yeah, there's just a lot of options to choose from with the brushes. So see whichever one works properly. I believe you can also install different types of brushes on here. So yeah, and you can also change the mode. So if I do this for drawings, you'll probably use a multiply just so it goes over the black. There's darken. Can't really see them until they're overlaid on something like a animation, but I can make a tutorial on that also as well. Now eraser is a big one. So let me bring back that other photo of this. When you're doing things like this and you mask out or whatever, so let's get our selection tool again. Let's say you mask out, I don't know, this. It's not always going to do a clean mask. It won't always do a clean mask when you do it, so you're gonna have to use your eraser tool to make it really proper. So like see, for example, right here, sorry, right here, if for this selection tool, if you want to take it off a little more, you would hold on to Alt and then you'd click the place. But even still, you see right here at the fingers, it's not a clear, it won't be a clear selection delete, so you have to make sure that you have your eraser tool to help with that. So see, it won't be that clear. So this is where the eraser tool comes in. So hotkey for eraser is E. And if you want to lower the brush size, you can either go up to here and lower it from there, or you can hit the bracket tool. You can hit the bracket tool and make sure you rasterize this. You can hit the bracket tool and make it go down. Left bracket for left bracket for down, right bracket for up. And this works the same on Mac and Windows. And from here you'll just erase. Now also make sure again that you have deselect so you can actually erase. And the brush that I'll be using is the fade one. Why? So it blends in more, as you can see. So even if, let's say, I mess up and I hit like right here, it's not as bad, because if I have the harder brush and I do this and I mess up, completely cut it off and it doesn't fade. So that's kind of how you're gonna use the eraser for that. It's gonna take a little more time. You're always gonna use the eraser just to like get the fine edges and fine tune your design. So onto the pen tool. This is something else you'll use. There's three ways you can use it. You can either use it for a path. You know, this is for like if you want to mask out a logo and make an AI file. You know, so if I make this as like a logo, I don't know, I can go to export, pass to Illustrator, and then work path, and then that's for making logos in Photoshop or tracing out something for an AI file to put in Adobe Illustrator. But also that's another tutorial. So, and then when you're done with the path, you can just go up to here, delete work path, and you're done. Now you can also make a shape. If you hit shape, You can make a shape if you want here, and then from there you can customize the fill. If you want the fill to be a color, you can do that, change color. You can change the stroke, stuff like that. And if you can't see the stroke, just go up to here and then make it bigger. And this is for making like just abstract objects that you can't make with the shape tool. And speaking of shape tool, that's the next tool we'll go to. So if you go down to here, for shape tool it's U, and for pen tool it's P, because P for pen tool, and then U for shape. And then from here, if you want to make a rectangle, you use this. If you want to make a perfect square, you hold on to Shift, and you keep holding on to Shift until it's done. Now a lot of people, when they're doing this, they would hold on to Shift and they'll let go of Shift first, and then their thing just like messes up. So make sure you hold on to Shift, then you let go of the mouse, then you let go of Shift. And same thing, you can make a fill, you can go into stroke, make it as big as you want, and then that's how you have a rectangle. And there's so many more shapes you can do. You can do rounded, same thing. You can do ellipse, this for circles, if you know, you're gonna use this a lot too for designs. And there's line tool. You know, just make a line. This is for like if you want to just have like a title or something. So yeah, and that's how you use the line tool. And yeah, you have a lot of stuff to choose from. Custom shape, I haven't really used this much, but I guess it's more of a bendy one. Oh, this is just arrows. Okay, so yeah, I guess if you want to make arrows, not really sure how to use this one that much, but I will research it so I can make a more in-depth tutorial on how to use it. So yeah, and another one is text. So let's take this off. Text for here, you know, type whatever you want. Now for this, sometimes when you're typing, so if I want to put this, I don't know, this is how it ends, I don't know, yeah, let's do that. Sometimes what will happen is if I hit space, it won't like it won't make a new line break. So if you go into the text tools, where that, sorry, so if you go to window and go to text, can't seem to find it, jeez. But pretty much a problem that happens a lot in Photoshop with the text is that when you hit enter, it doesn't make a new line break. Now what you want to do is that you want to actually go to the text properties. So I believe you double click on this, you can go to the text properties of it, and then you can change the spacing. I'm just trying to find where it is because sometimes it doesn't come up. Okay guys, so for the, sorry about that, for the character panel, so what you're gonna do, if it like you have the problem, you don't have the problem right now, but what you're gonna do, if you do, you're gonna go up to select, no, you're gonna type panels, and go to paragraph panel, then this is gonna come up, and then right here you're gonna go to character, and you see where it says auto right here. Now if it's not working, it's gonna be a number. So then when I hit the text tool again, which is T, if I start typing and I do this, when I go to hit space, you see that it comes in the middle, then my text is on top of each other. So if you ever have that problem, just remember, type whatever you want to type, then go to this column right here, hit auto, then it will reset. So that's for text. Now other tools you're going to use, this is Navigator. This is a tool that a lot of people do not use, but I suggest in every like Adobe application they use, so like Illustrator, Photoshop, always have Navigator. It's so handy. So pretty much you just go up to here, window, then you go to Navigator. I already have it selected, but I can unselect and then reselect, and it's just such a good tool because you're able to zoom in, able to move around. In Photoshop, the hand tool on Navigator isn't as great, so if you hit H, you can actually just use that instead to go in. Let me just delete this text later because I'm typing H right now. But you can use the hand when you go in, so you can get to the corners, because on the Navigator tool, it doesn't allow you to get off of the canvas. So use H for the hand tool. But Navigator is really good, and you're going to use it for pretty much all your projects to go in and zoom in. And if you want to zoom in without the Navigator tool, you can just go to the zoom tool by hitting Z and zoom in, or you can hit Control minus button to zoom out, and Control plus button to zoom in and out. Now if you're on Mac, I believe it's Command plus and minus, so you can do that. And that's pretty much it. You know, if you want to make rulers, Control R. So I just took them off, but to put them back on, Control R. Bring down a ruler, stuff like that. Side. You're gonna use this for like making a lot of other things. You can go to fit screen, fill screen, actual pixels, and yeah, these are all the things you can really do. These other tools like crop and stuff, you'll use sometimes. Actually, for crop, if you're working more on stuff like this, you'll use crop a lot to bring your project in. You know, hit enter, and then you have your new thing, your new smaller project. So if you're working on photos, like real life photos, you will use the crop tool a lot. But if you're working on more vector art or just like customizing your art, crop is not something you'll use a lot. But that's pretty much it for most of it. Spot healing brush too. Spot healing is is there a hotkey for spot healing? I don't think so. But yeah, spot healing, you use it more on erasing things, and you use the content aware. So like if you wanna, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I'll make a tutorial on it, but pretty much it's like masking inside of Photoshop, but it's a lot more efficient. But I'll do a more in-depth tutorial on that. But that's pretty much it for all of the basic hotkeys. In the description, I will put the hotkeys that I did go over, and or the tools I went over, sorry, and I'll put their corresponding hotkeys beside them, just so people that are beginners, they can grasp it a little better, and they can start doing some things in Photoshop independently. So that's pretty much it. I will try to make more tutorials like this. When I'm not uploading speed arts, I will be uploading these just for beginners out there, so I can just like branch out to more of the beginner audience. Cause I know there are more people on YouTube that are beginners looking at Photoshop tutorials versus people who have been doing it for a year or two. So I'm gonna try to do that just to get out to more of you guys who are trying to learn some basic Photoshop stuff. So that's pretty much been it. Rate, comment, subscribe, you know, do whatever you need to do. More videos will be coming like this. Comment down below if there's something you want me to go over, and if I know it, I will do my best to explain it to you guys, or if there's a certain tool you want me to go in depth with, and I will do that. So this has been Monkey. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.